Red Edition, welcome, happy day. You know what? I won't be watching the Academy Awards when they come here in the not too distant future. I had to write this down. I mean, it's so profound. It came out of here, and to come out of here correctly, I wanted to write it down here. It comes, I will not tolerate 6 hours of political hectoring from the rich, famous, uninformed, narrow-minded left-wing whacks. How am I doing? God put those people on earth to entertain us, and they're supposed to shut up. You know what? They have this big platform, and people like me. I like the shows. I'm good with it. I'm okay to get them rewarded for it. I'd like to watch it, but they use a platform for the other things. You want to do that, go be a politician. I mean, it's just not fair with what they do. You get zillions of people watching and you get off focus because you're trying to do that warped influence, and there's nobody that's from the right, nobody that can come up and say, hey, here's my view. You got to have two views. It's like a school teacher, you know, and I went through this with my kids when they were growing up. How dare you teach my children about socialism without telling them that there's an alternate way to live? I mean, then it's their choice. You're removing their choice. You're not giving them a choice, and that's a bad thing. And that's socialism through and through. I take your choice away, and you're mine, and everything is cool. And in Canada and so many other countries, of course, socialism means let's all be equal as long as I have more than you do. In Ottawa, I'm talking about socialists and communists and everything else. The Trudeau government now says we're not going to bail out the newspaper industry. We'll see. I suspect they will. But what people don't get is the newspaper industry has been bailed out forever because they get checks in the mail all of the time from the taxpayers, from the government, of course, via the taxpayers. And it's just not right. I mean, there's so many things in print. I mean, I know of printing companies that get checks annually in excess of $1 million, and they can do whatever they want. But these are companies that actually make money. These are profitable companies, and they go to Hong Kong and they get books printed and a variety of other things that they do. It's just not right. I mean, the taxpayers getting pounded all of the time, and Trudeau now is saying, I'm not going to do this. What he's really saying is, I'm going to start talking about it, so when I do it, you'll be on side. I'm testing the water, and that's what people do. They go, those kinds of people, they go with, you know, public opinion, and now they're trying to create the public opinion, I guess, kind of, sort of. Families across Canada are under attack. They've been under attack for a long time. I mean, from the left, because, you know, they have to protect us from ourselves, okay? And in Ontario, you have a premier who's totally out of her mind. I mean, out of her mind. I don't think she has a mind. How do you get out of something you don't even have? But she's homosexual, and she now wants the whole world to be homosexual, and she's trying to teach that in the schools and the young and other people. And other people have argued with me and said, she's not trying to do that. She's just liberal. And I said, no, it's a little more than that. I tolerate people. I mean, I hope they tolerate me, but that doesn't mean I have to like you or you have to like me. There shouldn't be a rule to that, right? I mean, don't try to convince me that I should be homosexual. With me, you'd have a hard time. But you know what I mean, and she's doing that. This nanny state now is passing a Bill 28, that replaces the word mother and father with parent and birth parent. When you register births in that province, and children now can have up to 4 parents registered. 4. I mean, what? Is this Mars or someplace? I mean, last time I looked, you had a man and a woman. This sex thing, I kind of got it figured out. I mean, 2 people have 1 child. I mean, you got this nonsense going on. It's for the best interest of the child, though, sexual orientation and gender identity. And kids in grade 1 and 2, they're talking about sex acts, and they're going through it. And I'm thinking, wow, do I need to know this? This is too much information. Take your kids out of the schools and put them in a private school. I mean, do something. You got to react to this. As parents, we used to think in my day, you just assumed when you took the child to school, they were out of your hair for the day, but you assumed that they were being taught proper things. 2 and 2 equals 4. Today, 1 and 1 equals 4. Hey, you got it? The Liberal government also in Canada. I'm on a Canada rampage here today. They're now giving to Bombardier. Bombardier is a huge company, thousands of employees. It makes money. And the government is giving them $372 million that they've told us about so far. It's against the free market. It's unfair for other people. It's very disrespectful to the taxpayers, and you know what? It's totally irresponsible of the government. I mean, it's just wrong. And who's related to who and what's going on? I mean, the government in Canada is out of control. There's no money, and they're just giving to everybody, and it's totally goofy. Flipping over to the conservative government, former government, wannabe government now, in Canada, you got conservative people, I don't know, taking on topics, okay? Here's a guy, Andrew Scheer. I think he's out of Saskatchewan, I'm not even sure, but he wants to be the leader of the Conservative Party and also ultimately, of course, the Prime Minister. And he sends out this email to people, I guess the masses of the great unwashed, and I happen to be one. I got it. Right now, working parents of new babies can get maternity leave and parental leave. parental leave. This essentially gives them unemployment insurance for up to 1 year. It's not up to 1 year, it is a year, but that's what he says. Parents then take the time they need and make the decisions to have children easier. They can have a love fest at home and everybody's happy, right? But here's the rub. It gets taxed. He says, elect me and I will make maternity and parental benefits tax-free, and aren't I a hero? This is coming from a conservative. Wow, I got words for you. that just ain't right. Right ain't correct. I mean, he's just another guy, and he thinks he's right-wing. That's what's happened in the country of Canada. Things are so meshed and so screwed up, and a guy like him should be in jail for misrepresenting the verbiage, right? I mean, that's fraudulent behavior, because that ain't conservative. Again, why would I pay a woman to have a baby, and a man, and to stay home for a year? And it's prejudice against women, very prejudice against women. I know lawyers with law firms that are senior partners, and they say, we can't hire young women that are lawyers. They come out of school. They come here and work. We can't hire them, because guess what? They get pregnant. They go away for a year. We got to kick into that, and we have to keep the job open for them for a year. They come back for a couple of months, and they go get pregnant again. I mean, okay, so now it's not fair, right? It's not fair because you got a girl with good talent, and she's not getting hired. And then you got Trudeau on the other hand saying, I'm going to pass a law that 50% of all employees have to be female. You got a whole bunch of traction going on here from one wheel going the other way. I mean, I don't know what I meant with that one, but the whole thing is crazy. Give that some thought, will you? And politically, right is right and left is wrong on those whacks from the left. I mean, that's just one example. A few examples that are now on the floor. There's a zillion more. I mean, socialism, left-wingism is just really stupidism. It can't work. Politically, again, you gotta do what's right. See ya.